Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Suburban Rifleman. I had hoped to already have a video produced and published by now. This is my fourth trip to the range in a week with this rifle, and I've been experiencing a lot of frustration. The first trip, this is a relatively new build, but none of the components are really all that new. I've had the barrel. This is a 16-inch 1-in-9 twist heavy barrel from Delta, and I've had that about 20 years. The bolt and bolt carrier group are the same ones that came with that. The lower receiver is also probably about 20 years old. Superior arms, relatively new, well, not relatively new, almost brand new, two-stage target trigger. It's a Schmid nickel boron plated two-stage target trigger. Nothing fancy, but decent enough. The rifle should shoot fairly well, I would assume. This heavy barrel is not the greatest in the world, but it's installed properly in the upper. But for whatever reason, I've just been having an enormous number of problems. My first range trip, I was experiencing failures to extract, failures to eject. Turned out my extractor spring was completely collapsed, so I replaced that. The last two range trips, the rifle's been functioning perfectly, but I've been getting like 4 minutes of angle accuracy. Now, I tried two different scopes. I thought, well, the first one I was trying to do a scope review, and I thought, well, maybe the scope is just crap. So then I brought out another scope, which I thought was pretty good. I've had it for a while, and again, I was experiencing like 4 minutes of angle accuracy, 4.5-inch groups at 100 yards. If I was getting, I'm not expecting sub-minute of angle out of this home-built rifle, but if I was getting 1.5, 2-inch groups, I could work with that. 4.5, 5-inch groups are no bueno. So I went back to the drawing board again, and I have a really stupid-looking scope mounted on this rifle, but this is a scope that I absolutely know is, first of all, of unimpeachable quality. This is an old Leupold Vari X2, and I've had good luck with this scope. I've had it mounted on at least 4 or 5 different rifles. Now, again, it's not very tactical. Leupold makes some pretty cool tactical scopes, but this is not the sort of Leupold that Chris Kyle was shooting enemy insurgents with in Iraq. This is the sort of Leupold your Uncle Jack might have mounted on his 270 Winchester Model 70 to go hunting for pronghorns in Montana. So just a very basic duplex reticle, but I know that this scope is mounted correctly. I trust this scope. I trust this mount. There can be no inconsistency between the scope and its relationship to the barrel. So we're going to shoot 2 5-round groups. This is going to be a short video. We're going to shoot 2 5-round groups at 100 yards. I don't have it perfectly zeroed, but I should be on paper. And that's going to tell us what we need to know. Again, if I'm getting a 4-inch group, I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board on this rifle, probably pull the barrel, maybe start shopping for a new barrel. That's the only thing I can think. If I'm getting 1.5, 2-inch groups at 100 yards, I can work with that. Maybe we'll try some different ammo or something. And by the way, I'm using, again, this ammo, incorporated ammo. These are 60 grain Hornady VMAX bullets. I got excellent accuracy out of this ammunition in the Howa 1500 in my last shooting video. You can check that out. So hopefully we'll see how this goes. So I'm just going to go ahead and shoot, and then we'll take a look at the targets. And that's pretty much the extent of this video. I'm just trying to figure out, can I work with this rifle, or is it time to go back to the drawing board? So let's see. By the way, this scope is a 3-to-9 by 40, and I've got it cranked all the way up to 9 power. And it looks like my glasses prescription might have changed since the last time I focused this scope, so, but I can see well enough. That does not look like a 4-inch group, so perhaps this was the correct course of action. We'll fire another 5-shot group at our second target, and then we'll be done shooting, but we'll take a look at the targets. I think I'm pushing the limits of the range closes at dusk rule. I wouldn't exactly call this dusk, but we're losing light fast. So let's get these last 5 rounds out. That ought to do it. And I think I already have my answer, but let's check out the targets. I wish I could say that this was a group at 100 yards, but it is not. This was my sighter group at 25 yards, and it's over an inch. So we're back at 4 minutes of angle, probably. And what I thought I was seeing through the scope as tight little groups above the bull was in fact lead spray from my bullets hitting the steel frame of the target holders. So unfortunately, I didn't get any 100-yard groups out of that. But again, I'm running out of daylight here. I think I've seen all I need to see regarding this rifle. I'm sure I could get it on paper at 100 yards. I'm sure I could get it into minute of paper plate. If I was planning on using this rifle to shoot whitetails or something, it would probably be acceptably accurate. But I was hoping to use this rifle as a test bed for testing optics. I have a couple of different scope companies or optics companies that have been sending me scopes and other types of sights to review. And I just don't think this is going to get it done. But anyway, I'm just tired of shooting this rifle after 4 very disappointing range trips. And yeah, I'm working with very limited time after work. But I know when to say when. There's 3 more AR-15s at home, all brand new builds, none of which has been shot, one of which is the 300 Blackout pistol that we took a look at in the last video, and I want to really get to shooting some other stuff. So I think I'm just gonna put this one up somewhere, maybe start shopping for a new barrel, because I think everything else on this should work just fine. It's got to be the barrel, unless somebody has a better idea or something else I might want to check. The trigger seems really good. I know this scope is good. I know this scope mount is good. I've used it on other rifles with good success, albeit with different scopes. But so anyway, I'm going to start working on some other stuff, start working on making some new videos. And when I post those, I hope to see each of you here then. Later, guys.